Pronunciation Pro.
Pronunciation Pro.
And today I want to offer you some of the tools from the experiences I've had with learners that will help you to be more resilient and to create better connections and improve your communication skills, which I think is why you're here in this community in the first place, right? So
Perfect.
I want to offer, as Annie said, a preview of 3 tools that we're going to explore further in our masterclass for members in May. So I hope you'll join us in May when we explore those tools in the masterclass. I'm going to give you just a little taste of some of those tools today. These tools will help you find your voice, and they will help you build connection wherever you live. So Annie and I have talked about this concept of belonging. And maybe you've heard the word belonging before. It's a really important topic that's trending in schools and in workplaces and in communities, especially after the pandemic. I think we recognize that disconnection wasn't human and that humans need connection. And we need to build connection. And when we build connection, we discover this concept of belonging. And you may be asking, what is belonging? I've never heard of that before. It's a good question. There are a lot of definitions at the moment of what belonging is. I would say that first, belonging is a universal human need. We all need to belong. We all need to feel like we're valued and that we matter and that we're important to the people around us. And I love this definition from author Emily Smith. She gave a great definition for belonging. She said that belonging means finding love and acceptance in relationships for who you are, not just for what you do. And I think that's a really powerful concept to think about, that you have relationships with people who value you as a person. They value you intrinsically, not just for what you do or what you do for work, or maybe the sports you play or the activities that you're interested in, but really value you as a human being and honor your dignity and respect you. Mm-hmm. And I want you to pause for a minute and think about a time or a place or a person where you felt loved and accepted for who you really are. That feeling, that moment, that is belonging.
I love that. That feeling just gets all warm inside of you, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's that peace. And to me, it's kind of like, this is home, right?
Yes. That's a great description of what belonging feels like. It feels like home, which creates a real challenge for you as English language learners to find that feeling of belonging and home in a new place, in a new community, in a new country where you're learning a new language. And I think that tension, we're going to explore that a little bit more today, because I think that is the challenge of finding belonging in a new place. So belonging is important, as I said, for everybody. It's a universal human need. But I want to focus on why belonging matters to you as an English language learner. So research shows that building belonging leads to 4 benefits. The first one is resilience. And you know, and I know that resilience is a key to long-term language learning, right? Language learning doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a month. There's no magic pill you can take to become a magical language learner. Language learning requires resilience. It requires long-term persistence over time to achieve your goals, to improve your fluency, to improve your communication, and to improve your pronunciation, to build better connections and communication with people. The second one I mentioned is persistence. Resilience and persistence are like twin sisters. They go together. You have to have both. And that leads to better productivity, better outcomes, and more results that lead to more success, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And the fourth benefit of belonging is longevity. It means you stay in that community because you feel like you belong there. And I think we're recognizing that a lot of people are looking for belonging. They want to be part of a community. They want to connect. And there's an interesting study with English language learners, and Vincent Tinto is the researcher, and he provided really strong evidence that connection leads to more persistence, more success, and more community. So it's a cycle that goes round and round. And the findings of his study suggest that when students interact with other students and teachers in positive learning environments, they're more motivated, they persist longer, and they're more likely to reach their goals. In other words, belonging is an important strategy or tool to maintain your motivation and achieve your success. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, this is like to hear that and hear it explained the way that you did is amazing, because that's exactly what we're seeing in our Pronunciation Pro community, is that those who are engaging in the community and getting that support and that belonging within the community are making way faster progress than those who kind of stay on the fringe and kind of dip their toe in and out. Mm-hmm. But if you really engage in the community and come to the book club meetings and come to all these, these live events that we're doing and engage in that community, it's like they're seen, they're heard, they're valued, and they just are way more motivated to stay long term and get the results.
I love that you're creating that community for people, and I love that people are seeing the results. I think belonging builds community, and community makes all the difference in our persistence and in our success. So I just love the work you're doing here, and I love the community you're building. A lot of times we think of community like a thousand friends on Facebook, or we think of community as like going to like a big, gathering with people, and that is community. I want to help you think about community a little bit differently. And I think maybe your online community here at Pronunciation Pro kind of mirrors the definition that I'm going to offer. Co in community is a prefix, as English language learners know, and it means together or with. So anytime you're together or with someone who sees you, who values you, who supports your goals and helps you to stay motivated, that is a community. So you could have community with a spouse. You could have community with a friend or a neighbor or a coworker. And that community looks like somebody who's cheering you on, somebody who's supporting you, somebody who helps you to stay motivated to reach your long-term goals. And I think Pronunciation Pro is a great example of that type of community. Community is vital to improve our communication skills, right? You can see the parallels there in community and communication. One of the key ways we build our communication skills is in community. You can talk to yourself, but the way that you build your communication skills is in community. And I think that's an important way to improve your pronunciation and also your intelligibility, which I know are two big goals for this community, is pronunciation and intelligibility. And we all know learning a language is demanding. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes persistent effort and investment. And the key to maintaining your energy and your motivation and your effort is to be in community where you feel real connection and real belonging. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Annie?
Oh man, I just love that we're having this conversation, because just, yesterday, I think it was, I was doing a confident pro mindset coaching session with one of our students who is in our upgraded membership that do more of the one-on-one private sessions. And so I was doing this confident mindset training with her, and we were trying to get to the root of like what causes her to feel insecure in certain situations. And she had been watching the video lessons and my courses about the mindset, and she had recognized it's that wanting to belong that really, really kind of stirred something inside of her, that, she's in the United States and she wanted, her desire to sound like everyone else is coming from her desire to want to belong to others and belong in this country and belong with the other peers that she has. And so I could just feel that yearning for her. And so we did some mindset training around that to be able to shift it of like, how can you feel like you belong without sounding 100% like a, native English speaker?
Yeah.
Is it possible to feel that belonging without having that external proof, I guess?
Pronunciation Pro.